Hello everyone, it's Saturday. Happy Saturday. Today we're practicing the law of Dharma, purpose. Today is the day we're spending some time figuring out who we are on the inside, connecting with our inner essence to figure out how we live our life on purpose. How do we best serve ourselves and others by leveraging and identifying and leveraging our special gifts and talents. That's the focus of today's practice. The chakra that's associated with today's practice is the intuition chakra. It's the sixth chakra, the third eye, okay? The color that's associated with the sixth chakra is indigo blue or violet. For me, I connect with violet. I have a hard time discerning for myself what color indigo blue is, and so I have no problems with violet, so I default to violet. A lot of people might see an energy wheel in the center of their head right here. I see a sphere of purple or violet light. So choose whatever works for you, what color works for you, which way you connect with the energy field. That's a practice that we should be doing with everything that we're exposed to in life. Pick the things that work for us, apply them, see how they work best, and leave the rest. Everything that I'm sharing with you is based on my experience. And my experience may be just a little bit different than your experience. Do what works for you. If I'm sharing things that you connect with, great. If there are other things that you don't connect with, that's okay too. Life is not a one-size-fits-all. It's completely customized. So do the things that are going to bring you the most success, okay? So I want to make a point between the difference between the sixth chakra and the third chakra. If you remember on Thursday when we talked about desire and intention, we talked about the third chakra, which is yellow. That's our gut feeling. That's where we're connected with our desires and intentions and fulfilling our destiny. Seems very similar to the third eye, right? The sixth chakra. Except for me, in my own experience, the feelings that come in through these energy centers are a little bit different. The feelings that come in through the solar plexus, for me, come in as a whisper. They come in as an inclination to do something or not do something. The sensations that I experience that come in through the sixth chakra, the intuitive chakra, come in as truth. They come in as an unshakable knowing. To me, there's a big difference there. A hunch, a thought, an inclination versus a truth or an unshakable knowing. I've had both in my life. I know that from time to time, as I shared last week on Thursday, that I'm inclined to do something or inclined not to do something, and if I override that inclination, I pay the price. When information comes in through my sixth chakra, there's no decision to be made. It is truth. It is an unshakable knowing, and I can't even begin to explain to you the experience. If you've had it, I want to hear from you because it would be good for us to share this information with other people. I'm going to tell you that I've only had an unshakable knowing twice in my life. I shared the first time with you last week for last Saturday's video, and I talked about finding my purpose and finding Dale Carnegie. That was an absolute unshakable knowing that that was what I needed to do. The first time that I experienced this unshakable knowing, I was 11 years old. I had just won the New York State All-Around Gymnastics Championship, and I had found myself back in the gym working with my coach because I had qualified to compete in the Eastern Seaboard Regional Gymnastics Championship. Basically, in the New York State competition, the top 3 all-around winners were qualified to compete in the Eastern Seaboard Regional Championships, and that would have been for every state. So I can remember being in the gym, talking with my coach, and telling her that I thought I was going to win regionals too. And it was just a very nonchalant statement. You know, it was not anything I called her aside to say. It was just a conversation we were having, and I just followed it up with, yeah, I think I'm going to win that too. And she looked at me, and she smiled, and she says, you know what, Jeannine? She says, I really love your attitude. It's one of the best. She says, and I want to share with you, she says, you're going to be competing against girls who live away from home, who are training for the Olympics. She says, and I just don't want you to be disappointed. So I remember thinking to myself, now, I don't think I spoke anything out loud in response to my coach, yet this is what was going on the inside of me. I remember this as if it happened yesterday. It is as clear as a bell. I'm thinking to myself, I can't believe she just said that. How is it that I know that I'm going to win this competition and I'm a kid and she doesn't and she's an adult? I always thought that adults knew everything. How come she doesn't know this and I do? That was the dialogue that was playing in my head. I looked at my coach, I nodded, and I went off to my practice. We never had another conversation about it again. I never gave any more consideration to the fact that she didn't believe that I could do it. My focus was on this truth that I knew that I was going to win this competition and just went at it. Fast forward to the competition, the Eastern Seaboard Regional Competition, which was held in Connecticut at Yale. At the end of the competition, it was me that was standing on the podium as the all-around gymnastics regional champion. I stood there. I knew it was going to happen. My coach was elated. She was over the moon. She was over the moon because they had produced several New York State champions from their gym, and I was the first Eastern Seaboard Regional Champion that they had ever produced out of this gym. She came running up to me with a big hug and just was so excited, and she looked at me, she says, aren't you thrilled? And I looked at her and I go, well, I kind of knew, I knew, I just knew. That's what an unshakable knowing is. Anybody around you is not going to influence what you already know. Doesn't matter if it's a coach, doesn't matter if it's a parent, doesn't matter if it's your bestie, it doesn't matter who it is. When you have or we experience an unshakable knowing coming in through the energy center from our intuition, it is truth. It is truth and you will know it. So that is what I want you to be thinking about when you think about the sixth chakra, okay? Different than the third chakra. And give that consideration as you continue to connect with your essence, as you continue to identify your unique talents and gifts. Give yourself this gift today by spending time figuring these things out, at least at the very least, asking yourself in silence the 3 soul questions. Who am I? What do I want? And how do I best serve myself and others? The practice of this may not be instantaneous, and yet you know what? This is what our life's work is. This is why we're here. We're here to figure this out so that each and every one of us can become and be the fullest expression of who we are and live our life on purpose. So make it an amazing day, and we'll touch base tomorrow. Bye.